All right, in this one, I want to talk about fake positivity or forced positivity or toxic positivity, whatever you want to call it. Basically, toxic positivity is promoting excessive positivity while ignoring negative emotions. I think women do it more often, but when men do it, it's more dangerous on average. So here's what I mean. The manosphere. To be honest, I think both Black Pill and Red Pill does this. Red Pill probably does it more. But there's this idea propagated that if you're depressed, it's just you have a bad life and you have to fix your life in order to fix your depression. But there's a lot of problems with that kind of worldview. It may work for some people. Some people, they just feel depressed because something bad is happening. If they fix that something, they no longer feel sad. But that's not clinical depression. That is not a genetics-related chemical imbalance. There are different kinds of depression, different kinds of sadness, different kinds of ADHD, and all of these opinions, they all overlap. They're all the same. And they all ignore the nuance when it comes to mental health research. So basically, all of these opinions, which are pretty much all the same, of depressions are real, just fix your life, bro, and you're going to fix your depression. Anxiety is not real, ADHD is not real, chemical imbalance is not real, you're just lazy, you're just depressed because your life is depressing, etc. That may be true in some cases, but in others, it isn't. There's a lot of nuance that all of these people ignore. To me, this is just, number one, misinformation, of course, and ignoring all the nuance. But number two, I think it's toxic positivity. I think the word toxic is overused, so I'm going to use the term forced positivity. It feels forced. It feels completely fake. And here's what actually works for me. I actually think the scientific literature is extreme life fuel. I think all of these extreme views that I see online, they're pretty much always debunked by the research. And the more I learn about mental health research, lookism research, and I'm talking about real scientific papers. I'm not talking about following a YouTuber and believing what they believe without second questioning. The more I look at the research, the more hopeful I feel for me and for the average guy. All this bullshit of you need to be 6'6", or you need to be a Chad, or you need to be rich, or you need to take steroids, etc. All of this is debunked by the research many times over. You don't actually need to be top 1% in all of these fields to be happy, and reality is not even close. The more studies I read, the more hopeful I become. I think there's extreme life fuel in the scientific research, and it gives you a lot of autonomy because a lot of problems are actually fixable. For example, you may think you're depressed because you're not a Chad, or because you're not 6'6", or because you're not rich and high status, but maybe you just have low baseline dopamine, and fixing that problem by, for example, blocking half of your dopamine transporters could actually fix your life. Usually people are wrong about their problems, especially if you consume a lot of manosphere content, because that content is full of misinformation. But to me, I don't feel more positive when positivity feels forced, but when something is backed by something. For example, when a study says something and it has good methodology and the conclusion is positive, for example, how style changes the perception of attractiveness, or how certain medications can fix certain chemical imbalances that can fix your life, or how the height requirements are way lower than what people talk about online, etc. Many examples that I'm not even mentioning. But to me, positivity has to be backed by something. It has to be backed by evidence, not just opinions, because opinions may just be misinformation, and not just forced positivity, not just people saying, just feel positive, bro, or just stop being sad, bro. Like, to me, that doesn't work, and never did. What actually works for me is when positivity is backed by data. And rather than trying to force positivity and ignoring the problem, what I find actually improves my life is to, instead of ignoring the problem, recognizing it, then researching the solution based on scientific papers, and then actually fixing the problem. That's what actually improves my life. And all of this stuff of fake positivity never worked, not even once in my life. It may work short term, you may feel a spike in motivation, but eventually your life falls apart because it didn't change anything. And it often backfires because you think something is wrong with you because you're trying to feel happy and ignore your problems, and it's not working, and then you feel even sadder than you did before. When in reality, all you had to do was try to find out which problem you have and then fix it. Instead of ignoring your problems, try to identify them and then actually fix them based on what the evidence actually says.